Sorry.
Morning.
Hello. Perfect. The best seats to film are in the middle.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm gonna grab us one. You want one?
Sure. I want that. Morning.
I got it for
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, where do you want to sit?
She said the best one was in the middle.
Can you say what this is?
Fruit punch.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go over there. Okay.
Gonna cost you $10 a piece.
Add it to our bill.
No, it can't be added to the bill. It's gotta be.
It's paid in advance. Ah. Like maybe right here. Maybe. Like right here. We're in the Royal Theater. Waiting for the show to start. We weren't sure. It said behind the scenes, so I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's just an early release of that show to show the people on this ship. What do you think? Shug's into her phone.
What was the question?
What was the question? No, we're not sure what this really is about.
Right, we're not.
Yeah, the title's kind of, well, I don't know. Should be interesting, though.
Not have an event for Crown and Anchor, not have Ken Rush come by, so that's great. So we were talking about what could we do, something special for our most loyal guests, and you know, this is something really special. And I don't want to take too much time away, but I just want to say thank you for staying loyal to Royal. Thank you for coming out this morning before, and everybody heard the announcement. I know everybody heard the announcement, but I got to keep doing it because people miss the ship sometimes, and so please stay on ship's time today, for goodness sakes. Please wear your mask when you get off the ship on the pier, and please make that photo ID with you. I know we're kind of driving it in, but if we don't, and we don't have to tell you guys actually, I don't even know why I said that. You guys are the ones who have cruised a million times. You guys know what to do, what to read, what to watch. How many people have watched the Entertainment Today show at some point this cruise? How many? Okay, 3. Good. That's about what the normal is. So thank you. Glad we do all that. All right. So now we're going to turn things over to somebody very special. He's been working so hard on all the entertainment that you've been enjoying throughout the years here at Royal Caribbean. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our Senior Vice President of Entertainment, Mr. Nick Weir.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear it for Mike. Mike. So obviously, biggest ship in history, cruise ship, passenger carrying vessel. You can imagine we worked very hard to think who's the right guy to lead from the front, and it's Mike Swakowski. Give him a round of applause. Can I have a bit more? A little bit more than that. A little bit more. So, ladies and gentlemen, as he just said, this is real. If you ever wonder how much we value you, this is an example, because you're about to see our first ever sort of internally created documentary feature. A little bit of information. First of all, I do run the entertainment at Royal. Have you enjoyed things so far? Have you enjoyed things? We are so far from done. I don't need to, you're in the family, I can tell you. Normally, all of these casts and technicians and team members that work in the Royal Division work at our studio facility in North Miami for upwards of 4 months before they get anywhere near working on the ship. And then we normally have about 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks, to do our technical run-throughs on site. And unfortunately, just as those plans were about to go into action, Omicron hit us. We literally had to call about 80 cast members the night before they flew. That's how quickly Omicron was happening, and tell them, stay where you are, you're not coming to Miami, we can't open the studio, we have to come up with an alternative plan. And the alternative plan was to send everybody to Marseille and literally, while they were still building, start creating the shows on board. So what you've seen so far is less than half of what will be here, and they've had 3 weeks to get it done. What do you think of that? You see the ice show? Voices tonight, right? Voices tonight. It's an absolute work of art. Wait till you see what we've done. We decided to see if we could take that Zoom world that, you know, we talk about it negatively, but if you think about it, without Zoom, we would not have stayed a civilization. It allowed us to carry on working and being with each other. We took that world and mixed it with the live world to see if we can make a whole new form of art, and you'll see tonight that it's amazing what we've done. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, has anyone been on Odyssey and seen this show, The Effectors? So we went into the superhero business. I was somewhat perturbed that other cruise lines have superheroes and we don't, and then someone on my team said, Nick, why don't we do our own? So we came up with these 4 characters. I'm not going to give away too much about the show because it's in the movie, but it is a fantastic idea. It's superheroes that fight crime with creativity. It couldn't be a better message. On this ship, we will be doing Effectors 2. So we have a franchise now. So we'll take the story further and it will be bigger and more of everything. But what I wanted to tell you is this show, we had the idea before the pandemic hit. And then we were faced with a choice. What do we do? Odyssey is coming. The world has shut down. There was nothing in the entertainment world. Nobody was working. Nobody was building, creating, designing. Everyone was in the same place, under the bed. So what are we going to do? And I said, guys, we've got to keep going. We've got to stay the course. We're on the front line. We've got to keep going. So we literally created the most complicated show in our history during the pandemic, when everything else on Earth in the entertainment world had shut down. There was nothing. Here's a bit of trivia for you. When we opened the shows on Quantum of the Seas, there was one place in the world where the protocols just gave us enough leeway to perform. We did our shows on Quantum of the Seas. We did a show called Secrets and Feathers, which is a beautiful dance and costume show with wonderful boy and girl dancers. Spectacular. We figured out how to make costume masks that fitted what they were doing. We literally went to our costume designers and said, we need masks. Those guys, we don't make enough about this. You know, there's so much going on, even PR really didn't pick up on it. The only show on Earth in the known civilization in November of 2020 was the show on Quantum of the Seas. We were literally the first to come out and try and do something for audiences. This show is the only show that was created during a pandemic. Broadway, West End, Vegas, they shut down, threw away the key, and we persevered and we filmed it. Actually, we were just going to film the last 3 days up to opening night, and then all hell broke loose and the whole thing, and we decided to keep it all and show you how complicated this process was. Can I just ask you guys to come up? Shannon, do you mind just coming up for a second? You don't have to speak. Rui, you don't have to speak. Just come up here, because these are... And guys from over above, can you come up for a second? Guys, can you come up please for a second? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can. These are the creators of The Effectors. Did you see it? Andy does our sound, has done for years. Rui is one of the greatest lighting designers in the world. Shannon is one of our producers, been with us for years. As you will see, these faces, you will see, there were many, but I happen to have 3 on board because we move as a pack at Royal. We go from ship to ship, creating and designing, and I have the best in the world, so we're like a team. So you will see these 3 on camera. And then this team down here, led by Ralph, and there's the director, Mike, and we've got also... Andrew, the editor, I don't know how you did it. Well done, guys. This is the team, and of course Mike there, the guy that went through it all. This is the team that captured it. So these are the people that were on camera. That's the team that were filming, and it was warts and all. They went everywhere. They had full access, and you're about to be the first people to see it. We showed it to the executives last week, and they gave it the thumbs up. So you are the first ever audience. We're already talking about submitting it to the Miami Film Festival as a documentary short. So we're in the movie business. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Rui. Wow. Thanks, Ralph. Thank you. Andrew, 1 second. The editor. How many hours of content do you think you had to work with to make this 38-minute video?
I would say probably about 30.
30 hours. So you had to take 30 hours of content, find all the little moments that mattered, and put it together. Ario, how are you? Good to see you. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an amazing process, and I'd like you to see it. Sit back, enjoy it, and at the end, don't go anywhere, because as a special, I don't want to say gift, there's a special feature for you guys. We're not ready with the drones yet on this ship. We've got to build the show, but we do have a drone demonstration that will take place right after the movie, okay? Ooh. So duck your heads. Right, roll it. Let's have a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, opening night.
My name is Nick Weir, and I have the honor of leading the entire entertainment operation at Royal Caribbean International. And we're going to do something we've never done before. We are 3 days from opening this brand new show, The Effectors. We've been working on it for well over a year, and actually we've been creating and producing and writing in the pandemic. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to see for yourselves, warts and all, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, how we get the job done. 3 days to opening night. I'm going in, follow me. One, two. Hi.
Sounds great.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you again. I should just start by telling you, you are the talk of the town in our company. And I know it's been a very long period, and I know, in fact, I could say all sorts of cliched things, but we're getting through it, and we've got one more thing to do, which is open The Effectors, our most complicated show ever, and yet here we are. We're going to open it.
Light it up, like we're the stars of the human race. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Strike a match, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky. 'Cause we got a fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got a fire, fire, fire. And we gonna let it burn.
One, two, three, four. We are in the final 3 days of a very long process to get a brand new production on its feet. In fact, more than a production, it's an entire IP. So we at Royal Caribbean Entertainment have created a brand new superhero franchise called The Effectors.
The Effectors are 4 superheroes, and we also have a villain in the production. The 4 superheroes are Pixel, Loom, Captain Viz, and Reverb.
Pixel might be my favorite. She controls all things video. Then we have Reverb. Reverb controls sound. Lou controls all things to do with light and lasers. And of course, the boss, Captain Viz. And he's got the biggest portfolio of all because he controls all special effects in the world of showbiz. And of course, you've got to have a bad guy. The inevitable computer crash is usually what tends to bring things to a halt. So, as a tribute to that problem that we face so regularly, our bad guy, his name is Crash.
If you love music, if you love effects, if you love the light, if you love performing, there's something for everyone, there really is. And I know it sounds cliched, but it's true.
I think I'm unashamedly into big special effects. So one of the core reasons for even the title, The Effectors, is I wanted to create a show that is full of special effects.
We've got 30 technicians working on the show. We've got all of the backstage crew. This is the largest company on board any ship. It's the biggest, most expensive show. And if you don't have passion, you don't work this hard and you don't get the results that we're going to get.
Every minute there's a new thing. It's like, wow, they didn't need to. He didn't need to add this whole new. The lasers are amazing. The video's amazing. The lighting is amazing. The choreography's fantastic. I think the music supports and adds all that, but there's just so much big effect of the effectors.
When Nick first came to me about this project and about the effectors, he had this idea about superheroes and technology and wanting it to be technology first. So I went crazy and gave him a whole list. We had a very fun, creative meeting. We just kept asking, and he kept saying yes.
We are doing some new technologies that are never being tried or worked with before. And programming-wise, I mean, yeah, the detail in this show, it's like something that is not found in many other shows.
The entire show really is just an excuse to use every possible special effect in showbiz. So we literally max it out. There is more video, more lasers, more drones, more lighting content than any other show we've ever created, and quite frankly, than anywhere in the world.
Thank you, screen's coming in. Okay, I think we should give 2 minutes and place, guys, 2 minutes.
Hey, the show hasn't started, I'm already sweating. Well, not great. That's because you're wearing all of this. All right, that's why I get paid $2 bucks. Great, see? Good? Yeah, good. Let's do it. All right.
If I lined up on the right key. Oh, there you go.
It was a first run.
Yeah.
It was a first run.
The problem with that run through is that some of the technology is not quite working. There are people missing, and no one's actually performing. So, except to Sean. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit, you know. So, in other words, it's difficult for us observing it to get a good roadmap.
It's been an odyssey. It really has. I think I have done about 8 weeks worth of quarantine in this total period.
We thought we were getting close. We're almost at the finish line.
Yeah.
And then somebody has a positive result. And everybody who's in close contact now has to go back into quarantine.
This is unlike any rehearsal process I've ever been through before. I've been working in entertainment for 35 years. And this has been the hardest, most challenging, and most emotional process I've ever been through. And they're rehearsing via video link. The dancers and the actors are in their cabins, and the music director and the choreographer are coaching them from their cabins.
For a little while now, we've seen this mammoth task coming at us, the opening night of our most complex show ever.
There's a lot of emotions happening. A lot of emotions are happening for sure. Stress, exhaustion, but also excitement.
We are still finding issues with the technology. We have, as we speak, 3 members of the cast in quarantine. They will literally come out of quarantine on the night of the first show.
So the big thing at the moment is that we are performers down. We've had to reblock the show, so it's whether we'll get them back in time for the opening night.
quite honestly, I think you need to replace. I'm gonna put down. I think, you know, because we don't know Danny's coming back.
Danny sees medical tonight, so we'll know more about Danny's release at that time.
The first run through that I saw, I was a little worried, honestly. And I think that it's important that we have that ability and flexibility and allowance to speak our mind and to speak up and to say, there are things that are concerning. What do we do?
And all of this brings us to the point where, as I speak now, we have absolutely no idea whether the show will be ready when it needs to open in 3 days' time. Hi guys. Hey, oh thank you. So I want to give you a little update on our thinking about the effectors. First of all, I want to say that yesterday I saw the run through, and even though there were some oddities with the technology, I'm more convinced than ever that this is going to be the best show we've ever done. However, I also want to tell you how I personally am feeling about our process to get to opening night. You can't have two things that are unstable. You can't have an unstable environment, which is the show, and an unstable performance. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a little pause on the effectors. We're not going to open it this week. So that's what we're going to do. Any objections? Are we okay with just pausing it? It's no reflection on anything. The show is going to be amazing, and you guys are going to open it. That is it. Thank you for your attention. Do you have a question? No. Okay. Are you relieved? Okay.
I did cry.
You cried? Oh, you could. Okay, so that's it, guys. This is the first time it's happened. It's a little bit of history for us, but it feels good, doing the right thing.
I feel true relief. Relief is the biggest emotion right now, I think, because it is. We've been talking so much about being safe during this show and this process, and we have so many injuries. We have 2 singers out. This gives us more time to prepare.
We've now got time to ensure that the whole show can go ahead as we want, with the cast members down, with everything going on. It just gives us a moment to breathe, to recollect, to make sure people can get back from their injuries.
It's the best thing for the show. I know we talked earlier about the show must go on. I think this is an extension of doing the right thing for the cast, the right thing for the show, and ultimately the show will go on.
What I just said to the team had gravity because we've never ever made a move like this. So we saw the show coming at us at a rate of knots that we just could not keep up with. I've been getting warning signs that make me feel that for the betterment of all, we put a pause on the show and come back in about a month's time with fresher minds, fresher legs, and have another go at it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 5 weeks later, and as they say in show business, it's time for take 2. Couple of updates.
Is to get it to opening night, and so that's why I'm here. I've studied the show intensely, so it's a case of just jumping in at the deep end and swimming as fast as you can to get to the finish line. We are now soundbites. So tell me some of the issues that the costumes bring you.
Right now, I feel like we're thinking about all the parts that could fall off of us,
yes,
rather than...
I would say that's correct from what I watch as well. I watch a slightly reserved performance, yeah, so we need to try and get past that.
So as you can see, when we're holding it here, it can be like that, or if the arm is like twisted around, it can be like that, but we are actually holding it in exactly the same way, but it can look a little bit messy.
Yes,
because
I agree.
Obviously we're holding it the same way, but it just depends how these fall.
Ideally, I would like your hands to sort of be there in some kind of handle.
Right.
But I don't know if that's going to, you're going to run out of arm length to be able to do
we have to reach.
The fun is definitely the craziness of it, but then when we go into the fight section,
we lose what that fight section is because
it's like
how does it go where you want it to go?
Yeah.
You know, and for me, that's the important bit in a way, that you sound bites turning into these sort of fighters. As we know, it's a very technical show, so we have to be mindful of safety and the well-being of the cast. But we've got this limited period, so we've really got to be meticulous with what we do to get us to opening night.
Well, today is the day that I think I thought would come, but I was never absolutely sure. We're 5 weeks later, and this is the reboot of our attempt to open our most complex show in history, The Effectors.
So now we've got a 2-week push to get it open for them, so that's what today was all about. Get everybody in the room, remind them why we're here. Not that they need reminding, but let's remind them why we're here, and let's just do it. It's going to be amazing.
And it's good that the executive production team made that decision for us all to take a break, recuperate, let a lot of people with injuries recuperate, let the production staff have a break, and we come back fresh because we had pushed and pushed and pushed to get this show up. And now that we've had that break, we come back much fresher, ready to get it across the finish line.
So the upstage cross first. What do you think would happen if Ritter was here in front, so they come in and they've come in too early, and he pushes it out that way, pushes them out that way?
Yeah, they go straight up. These guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see too much of Ritter. It's fine.
We can get rid of him.
Do you know what I mean? I'm more involved in the fight, so maybe that's the thing. Also, the first two that cross, I would like them to carry on round, and I'd like to put another one in.
All right, let's do it.
Does anybody,
who is that?
Does anybody flip out of these guys?
I'm sure they all flip. Who flips? Anybody? Aaron flips. Evan flips. You better be able to do a cartwheel.
We're at that stage where it's actually hard to tell. We just keep ploughing forward and ticking our list off. But we're certainly chipping away at it. So that's sort of where we are. So it's also sort of floating around, and it's a case of now really pulling it together and then getting that story told. So it's an exciting couple of days as we lead up to the opening night.
Yeah. Do you want them to cross? Because they end up on
Where do they need to be?
the sides that they're on.
So maybe it is another in and push, or maybe it is some kind of circling out. So
circling out.
So he's pushing you around. So
You can go like this way.
Yeah, control. Yeah, that's quite nice.
And then push you out.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that sort of angle either. So.
Yeah.
No, I think once you've done it a few times, I think you'll lock it in. Yeah.
Let's try it.
Let's do it a couple of times.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, it just gives us something else.
I feel okay, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah? No, not for you. I wasn't asking you.
Another 5 more moments like that in there.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
This has been incredibly difficult, I will say. But I think what we do in entertainment, because we love what we do, is we problem solve. So we push through, we keep going.
Captain Viz has a special effects section of the show where he disappears and reappears. And during that reappearance, there was a fumble with some of the costuming he had on that caused him to trip, and he went head forward into a big LED wall, which the back of an LED wall is all steel and electronics, and that hurt his head, gashed his head pretty bad. So it put him out of service for about 5 weeks.
No, I gotta go because stupid.
literally the next day we were in Miami. I went directly to the ER. They were great there. They treated me well. Very cautious because I did have a lot of concussion symptoms, and now, of course, light and sound doesn't bother me, but it was for quite some time. Yeah, that's basically it. And then when I came back, the cast and the production team were very patient with me, knowing that, you know, a head injury can last up to 2 to 3 weeks, and it did. And then I slowly got back into the show. I didn't do the full show for about 3 runs. I just did one number and then another number and add them slowly, because it's very light heavy, like tech heavy and adrenaline rush and all that stuff. So, but now I'm 100%.
Well, that was a big challenge, but I was really happy to step in as soon as I knew they were having like some kind of difficulties with the whole process, with the injuries and the cast. I messaged the production office like, hey, I would love to step in if you need some help, I'm here.
We did a lot of virtual rehearsals, and sometimes, you know, the internet wasn't great and there's a delay, and we figured out how to do harmonies, how to get it done.
Hi, we want to do that one more time, and can I ask you a request? Can you really listen to, maybe because there's no people in the room, but really listen to the build on Lekafat, that the train whistles going and everything. I just felt that it was overpowering the singers. I felt like it was like coming at me, and then the singers were buried in it.
And then there's always the nervousness of like, you haven't done this for a year or however long. And like, can I still mix live music? Can I still mix live theatre? There's always that trepidation when, you know, opening night, it's like, ooh, can I still deliver what I could do, you know, a year and a half ago?
It's great, you guys. It's great. It's really good.
Everybody's uplifting to each other. And I have to say, the fortitude that this cast has shown and just the professionalism and the love is, it's outstanding, and it's gonna make me tear up in a minute.
It's been one hell of a journey, it really has, but we're finally here, finally opening, and it feels like we're in touching distance.
2, 1, showtime.
Here you go. Uh-oh. Okay, having this harness on for this long is not the best feeling. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm just like... Without the team that we have, I don't know if we would have gotten through it the way we have. We have become quite the family, and we understand where everybody's coming from in all aspects of ship life, in world life outside of just being in the theater. So I think the fact that we have that connection with one another gets us to where we are today. And yeah, without that, I don't know if we would have gotten here.
LED tone, that's good.
Is this a thriller?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
We have to run LED for like the 50th time. We went through a period before our actual official opening, and we would run it every day at like 9 a.m. just to like start the day on a good note. So we would put these guys on. Apparently they cost like $4,000. So we put them on, and then come here in the dark run that LED section.
Yeah, it was hot too.
Yeah, like temperature and also like insanely like attractive. Which I could see like how you think that.
Do that one more time and then keep going. 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now, choreographically and physically, I think everybody's in a really good place. We are more than ready to open this show. Right now, we're just putting final details into the show, and thank God for Jason being here. He's making this whole show make sense. Everybody is on board making this whole show make sense now. So I'm very excited about where we are. I think we're ready. We're ready.
I'm of course excited. Nerves is good, but I'm relieved. It's time. We need an audience. We need that energy. We feed off of their energy as much as we feed off of each other's energy on stage.
There is no doubt that the audience that sees the effectors on Odyssey of the Seas will be seeing something the likes of which they've never seen before. And if it happens, if it works, and if this show happens as we want it to happen with the vision we have in our heads, on opening night, we're capturing a little bit of Royal Caribbean history.
So just take a moment from me today before you start the show to focus on your backstage journeys, on your costume changes, on obviously choreographic moves, vocal and all of that, but just concentrate as well on the through line of the show. What section are you in? What does your character do? How should your character act and react within that section? And how does your character act and react against other characters around you, okay? So from the moment you step on that stage, I don't want to see you as I know you, I want to see your characters. It's really important. I'm very excited to see this afternoon, and I can sense that we're getting it into a really nice, concentrated, focused performance. So we're almost there. I'm not going to keep you much longer. Anybody got any questions before we go to our warm-up? No? All right, excellent. Have a great show. Get yourself nice and warm with it. Thank you. How am I feeling? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I think this is a very important run for them. I think this is a chance for them to put it all together and feel it. So it's very exciting. I can feel the nerves.
Hi, this is so exciting. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go and speak to them a little bit because they're our crew mates. I'm just going to tell them a little bit about how the effectors came into existence and why and how long we've been working on it, and the fact that this is genuinely, even though tomorrow night's the opening night, this is your first taste of an audience. So I want to tell them that. Do me a favor, really enjoy it. This is really something for you. We wanted to share it with you. But do us also a favor, get behind them. Give them as much screaming and shouting as you can. Woo! Make some noise for the effectors. We're gonna give my strength to the whole human race. Yes, I'm gonna.
We had a dancer go down midway through, and I have not rehearsed the understudy, and they made me go in. But it worked. You trust your family. You trust your family and the people you're around. Sweating more than I expected. That's pretty well good. How'd it go? Good? Yeah. Good job, brother. Good job, everybody! Alright. What is it? 24 hours? Probably. We got one down. Just got 2 more to go.
Tomorrow night is the opening night. Tomorrow night is the first proper audience that will see this show, a piece of history at Royal Caribbean International. But we needed to run the show with human beings in the house.
Me too. It was like, there was a team. It was amazing. Crew behind it, they said, ship just got upgraded. Oh, I love it.
Just the energy alone from the stage and the audience today, that brought it all to the, right at that finish line that I've talked about. I'm so sorry, y'all. Hold on a minute. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's just we've been doing this so freaking long till I'm about to break, and it was so good to see that happen, because then it felt like all the stuff we've gone through made it worthwhile.
I leave from here wanting to do more.
Wanting to do more? That's great.
We need to do, but this is, for me,
yes,
gives me energy to do more. This is amazing.
Good. That's what it's meant to do.
This gives me energy to do more. This is amazing.
It's been such a build-up, we've had so much momentum, especially over the last 2 days. I think everyone in this venue, the creatives, the black shirts, the cast, they're all just ready to do it.
Literally, as soon as I'm in that board and the lights are going down, 2 minutes to go, and we're doing our final, Danny, you good, go, no go, I will be, the butterflies will start going. But for now, staying calm.
Okay. That's terrible, absolutely terrible. that was, you know what? Coming into the process so late, it's been a real joy to just come in and just do a bit of fine tuning, because that's all I've done. What you've done is you've brought this whole journey through such tricky, difficult times, and you've kept your composure, and you've kept your grace, and you've kept your good humour, and by doing that, you've stayed together, and you've stayed as a team, and because of that, you have produced something absolutely extraordinary. And it made me emotional watching you, because I knew the journey that you've been through to get there, but you kept the faith, and what you did this afternoon, what you saw in the reaction from the house, I mean, everybody was just blown away, surprised, in awe, proud. You know, there's a million words I could say, but you could see for yourself what a great job you did. And that's across the board. Technical staff, creative team, everybody. Really. And also, going back to, this original idea from Nick to do this. I mean, it's just an incredible piece of theatre that I just saw there on stage. And that could be put anywhere. That could be put in Vegas, it could be put in the UK, it could be put on Broadway. That's how good it is.
There's a vibe going around. I'm not sure people know what to expect. They just know it's going to be something big and something awesome.
The big judgment is tomorrow, because tomorrow it's our audience, our intended target market. So tomorrow we sharpen our pencils, we get a good night's sleep, we come in, we spend the day prepping, and we actually open the show.
After all this time, the pause, everything, it's good just to finally do it and get going, because I think we need it. Everyone needs it. We've been chomping at the bit, but ready to go, so should be good, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Evan, what are you listening to? Your voice, actually. There's nothing playing. I put these in so they wouldn't interfere.
There's so much stress all the time that the fact that we can find moments of camaraderie and fun behind it all is my favorite part of it, because it makes you not as stressed, right? That's the best part. No matter what, you trust the people that you're on stage with, and that it's all going to work out. Even though the journey there might have been a little rocky, the product you're making and the people you're doing it with is everything. It's everything.
We are good to go. It's showtime.
Coming up, you guys.
have a good one? Thank you. It was fantastic yesterday, and now it's a full house. I think it's the full house Earth has had in 2 years. So have a good one.
This is our first time?
Oh yes. Well, I'm going to go and tell them. Yeah. I'm going to go and do the whole thing. Are we on? Cast, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, this is a very special moment back here because this is literally opening night. We've never done this before in front of a full paying audience. I'm going to go out and talk to them and explain what's going on so everyone knows how special this is. Come with me. Here we go. Are we on? Okay, guys, you with me? You good? You good for me, right? Cool. We're good. Let's go. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to come out and say hi. I also wanted to make sure that everyone knows how special tonight is for all of us. Us at Royal Caribbean International, and I'm hoping for you, as you are literally the first audience ever to see what we're about to present to you. Are you excited?
It's really like to have that whole audience too. We had a massive crowd and everyone was cheering, and to have that feeling again after so many months at home, to come back and to be on stage performing with this amazing cast as well was incredible. Yeah. I was you, I wanna be me too. I wanna be me too. I wanna be me too. Yeah. You shoot me down.
Being able to perform has been so disheartening, and so having a live audience again just really gives you that rush, and I don't know, just makes your heart like burst. It was awesome.
I always take a moment and I say to myself like, I cannot say that. I really love my job. Like, what a life. What a life. That's my job. And we're gonna let it go. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
It was an incredible feeling. You can't really explain it in words. You just get that adrenaline and you go and you feed off of their energy as they're feeding off of ours, which is what we needed. We needed a live audience. We needed the action to reaction. We needed the laugh. We needed the gas. Oh my God, the gas.
Yeah, this was invigorating. We all had extra energy that we don't usually have. So we sang a little bit louder, we danced a little bit harder. We had this boiling energy inside of us. So it was electric back there.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely.
it doesn't feel real right now. Having like such an audience with such good feedback. There was like a lot of things happening, but it ended up being like a really good opening show.
It's 2 years of the whole world shutting down and being able to get back to what we love again and get that feeling that you get when you're on stage.
The cast is so excited. They have to see their first live audience and really enjoying it. It gets all the energy up there, and they did an unbelievable job tonight.
To get to where we are tonight is incredible. I am so proud and so overwhelmed with emotion.
What the audience just saw was definitely incredible in the biggest way. So it's sort of unimaginable for the journey we've been on, to be honest. Incredible.
A night like tonight is why I'm in show business, and why my parents were in show business, and why probably my kids will be in show business. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like all the work and all the collaboration that has to take place, and then it's all there on stage. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And it's just a wonderful feeling.
They know they've got there, they've achieved their goal, and they really deserve a nice big glass of champagne now.
Has opened. That's it in a nutshell, and I'm very proud. I think it's a fantastic group of superheroes. I think everything about the messaging, the storytelling, the fact that they use creativity to fight crime, and the cast and the technology, it all worked. I'm over the moon.
All three directors are here tonight. The three of them work so well together, and that's why the show you're about to see is so rich. They're here. Can you quickly say hello to them? They're going to stand up right there. Thank you, guys. Ricky, Tim, and Jason. Make some noise for the creators.
Where the mountains meet the heavens above.
What's up, baby? Factors. Cast 1. Odyssey of the Seas. Let's get it.
Through the wind and the chill and the rain, through the storm and the flood.
Yeah, that's really cute, so you better use it. Okay? You better use it, because that was really cute. We did it twice. We did it twice, so it's perfect. You better use it. This person.
We're about to crush it. We're about to kill it. We're about to take everything that's rightfully ours. Look out. You look out, Laura. We'll see you later.
I'm holding up for a hero till the end of the night. You gotta be fast, gotta be fresh from the
Show 2.
Day 3,492. That's a wrap.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Did you enjoy? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the finale of Effectors 1. Let's go. about 10 centimeters of where they took off. This allows us to retract them and reset them. You see that? We don't want them just going anywhere, so we bring them back where they started. How about that? Thanks, Steve. Nice job. A little bit more. So, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. That is the technology that we pioneered with our partners, Verity. Let me tell you one last little thing, which I thought was an amazing. You know, you're always looking for sound bites. I remember when in that maneuver, do you remember the moment where they went into a double helix? Okay, so all 48 drones in that moment are moving on a different axis, X, Y, and Z, and they're all at that moment doing something different. So the amount of software and telemetry that's flowing between the base system and each drone is peaking. And the guy that was doing our programming, Fede, he walked up to me and he said, just so you know, during that moment, there is more telemetry passing between the drone swarm and the central command system than it is required to launch a Falcon 9 SpaceX rocket.
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing? And of course I immediately said, that's amazing. I'm going to quote that. That's incredible. Just out of interest, how do you know? He said, because I programmed the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. So how about that? So we have people working at Royal now that are actually in the space business. So that's where we're heading. Now, last thing I'm going to say to those of you out there that are thinking, I love all the technology, I love all the lights and the flashing and the video, but what about the people? Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this ship, we're going to create Effectors 2. It is going to be even more complex than that. We're going to push the boundaries, not in the cruise industry, but on Earth. We're going to do more things. But the show you will see tonight is counter-programming to that. Tonight, the show, intentionally, is all about the cast. You will see singing and dancing showcased in such a pure way, where although we do use technology, we get a lot of the flash out of the way, and we've created a work of art that is entirely about our performers. We have some of the best in the world. When we're at full power, we have over 1,500 cast members, and la creme de la creme are on this ship, and you'll see them in action tonight in our new masterpiece called Voices, all about the singing and the dancing. And one last thing I'll tell you, we don't even have any musicians in the show tonight. Every single sound, everything comes from the human voice. So it's very special. Thanks for coming, ladies and gentlemen. We love you. Have a great time. Rest of the cruise. Trust us. We're always working in the background for you. Thanks for coming. Bye.